Cause most of us got a heart of stone.
You shut the kingdom up to others like you guinea. Deuteronomy 4 and 6, I pray that's sin in you. All this darkness in the world, you feeling. We supposed to be the light when we witnessing. Are you a disciple of the light? Only time will tell. Now your fruits, you done made that boy a child of hell. Why we put him in slavery before we preach the gospel? We supposed to tear down their customs, not the people. Y'all humbled ourselves. Seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. They teach the law, so in your mind is where you supposed to be. Do what they say, not as they do, they emojis see. Abba opened up my eyes, took a hold of me. They mad that he deserving y'all, how it supposed to be. How you mad that he deserving your God? Abba, please break the yokes off. Help us understand that we were chosen to lead. I pray this word get in their heart if they don't smoke the seed. Leviticus 19:34, don't twist that. Matthew 8 verse 11, don't miss that. Many fishes in the sea, throw your fish net. Let everything that have breath, don't switch that. Supposed to be walking like Messiah, not just quote scriptures. A wise man to win souls, pray that go with you. I used to be a Pharisee, had a hate up in my heart when I could barely see. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way. Humbled ourselves, seek your face on my knees, I'll show us the way.
Humble yourself.
Good morning, baby.
This is the way, the truth, and the light.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 2. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it came to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Most High's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up into the mountain of the Most High, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the Torah, and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem. Eyes to the east.
Open your eyes. Let the scales fall away. This is all in written. There is one God, the God of the Israelites. And he is a stern and vengeful God. And we have been mocking him far too long. And now he demands blood.
Only a remnant, days of Noah. I pray you hearing this. Till left to a city, he's serious. Don't get comfortable, ready for pilgrimage. Let go the cares of this life. Endure to the end, prepare for this fight. Who face on that digital currency? Render to Caesar, render to Yah, and do it with urgency. Each and it flow fast. Obey the commands, that's how you survive. It's a blessing if you still alive. Keep that oil in your lamp if you wise. Got this garment about to arrive. He really done shorten the times. They gon' pay, they was killing the tribe. Babylon, Asia, Syria, Egypt. Them places he pointing his finger. Them places not about to leave you. Stripping the word from the hands of the heathen. Messiah is coming and we try and see it. We ain't gonna be talking about Egypt. No, for America, we about to leave you. Jerusalem, I've been fiending. Yeah. We wanna go home. Milk and honey, the land of the throne. Got his spirit, we never alone. Forever we grateful, Messiah done sacrifice. The wages of sin, that's the after price. We want that manna from heaven, the appetite. Last supper, it feel like that type of night. Check your heart in this hour. He blowing his wings, don't turn it out, babe, cause it's getting devoured. Yeah, we are the end. come out of the tribulation, we gon' trust in the founder. Trusting y'all with no food on the counter. Allah high him the almighty power. He out rock, he out shield, out tower, he out tower. Yeah, he bout to set us free. It bout to feel like a jubilee. They gon' know that he with us. They gon' hold the skirt of a Jew, cause they know that the Jew will lead. Them the people they raped and they hung with trees. Just imagine they face when they view the king. They gon' call it a UFO. They gon' have bombs in the sky, but they ain't bout to do a thing. Still keep your faith with the Father, don't intervene. No sliding back, this ain't no Billie Jean. If you don't take that solution, you label a problem. We might just get fixed with that guillotine. If you love him, then keep the commandments. Look what happened when Israel returned. We blowing them trumpets, he hear no cry. He gon' make sure America burn. Don't forget what he did up in Egypt. I guess Sodom, Gomorrah gon' learn. Looking at the reborn of a nation, we gon' leap up this horn of salvation. Yeah.
Khan. Shalom, family. Shalom to the Akim, Wathium, right? To the brothers and sisters out there pushing this truth in sincerity and in truth. I want to say the water, Yahweh, right? For giving us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we got from on high, man. Bringing us back to being who we were deemed to be at the beginning, right? Which are, right, the sons and daughters of the Most High God, right? And Salakia, I was live for an hour earlier, and no sound, man. Salakia for that. Lord willing, y'all can hear me now. When y'all come in, go ahead and put a con in the chat or a one, drop a one in the chat, just to let it be known that you do hear me. All right. The water, Yahweh. All right. Hold on. All right. Let's see. All right. Yep. Volume is there. Everything sounds okay. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So now, just like I did the first time, right, we're going to start in Sirach, chapter 15, and verse number 1 to verse 10. Let's go ahead and get there. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15, and verse number. Salakia, y'all. Let me put on my jazz again. I'm really cooling with that jazz. All right, there we go. All right. So, this is the book of Sirach, chapter, and put a one in the chat if you can hear me, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 15, verse 1. If you fear Yahweh, you will do this, master his law, right? So if you fear the Most High, you're going to do this. You're going to try to master his law, right? Meaning you're going to study it. You're going to seek it. You're going to look for, better ways to observe and practice these laws, right? And now you do that when you fear, right? When you reverence, when you respect the Most High, right? You will master his law and you will find wisdom, right? In the mastering of the law, you find wisdom. She will come to welcome you like a mother or a young bride, right? And last time what I was going into, right, you see, in Isaac and Rebecca's situation, right, that she jumped off the horse and covered her face, right, and went to meet, right, Isaac, right? So we see that that's how wisdom is also operating, to where if you going to find her, she'll meet you halfway, right? So if you once you start seeking the Most High through His laws, right, then wisdom, right, knowledge and understanding will meet you halfway. She will come welcome you like a mother or a young bride. She will give you wisdom and knowledge like food and drink, right? Stuff to sustain you, to make your quench your appetite or quench your thirst, right? Rely on her for support. Rely on wisdom for support, and you will never know disgrace of failure, right? So as long as you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you learning right to master these things, right? You don't have to worry about being disgraced or a failure, man, right? Because you always gonna be on top, man, right? By following the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not a failure unless you're a sinner, right? When you sin, you fail, right? But then you repent, you get back up, dust your shirt off, and you try again, man, right? And you continue, right? This everlasting, while we in this flesh, this everlasting repentance, man, right? Every time you fall, you repent again, man, right? And try not to fall from the same sins, man. Try not to do the same sins. You would rely on her for support, and you will never know disgrace of failure. She will make you more honored than all your neighbors. When you speak in the assembly, she will give you the right words. You will find happiness and genuine joy. Your name will be remembered forever, right? So through mastering the law and gaining wisdom, you'll be remembered forever, right? But people who are foolish, who don't study and abide by the laws of the Most High, but people who are foolish or sinful will never even catch sight of wisdom, right? Because you're not seeking her, you're not looking for her. So how are you going to find her? She will have nothing to do with conceited people. She never enters the mind of liars, right? Conceited, right? I looked this up the last time. Conceited, what? Excessively proud of oneself, vain, right? Self-loving, self-admiring, self-regarding, right? And it says what? Proud or arrogant, right? Self-centered, cocky, boastful, cocksure, full of oneself, right? So conceited is to be full of yourself, man, right? And people that's full of themselves, self-centered, arrogant, right? All these things, those people, they don't like to be told nothing, man, right? Like back in the day, I always say, right, back in the day, when I was 12, like 12 and younger, right, I always said, I know, I know, I know. And I didn't realize till later on that I didn't know a god darn thing, right? I was just saying I know so I could stop, so my daddy could stop talking to me or trying to teach me, right? Stop making the noise. If you don't want to hear it, go in the room. Right? She will have nothing to do with conceited people. She never enters the mind of liars. It is not appropriate for a sinner to sing hymns of praise. Right? A sinner singing hymns of praise is like an oxymoron. It just don't go together, right? Because a believer, right, and somebody who is faithful to the Most High, they sing hymns to praise the Most High, man, right? But a sinner, who are you, right, being filthy and not trying to clean yourself off? Who are you to praise or sing to the Most High, man, right? So it's an active sinner, man. Why would you sing hymns of praise? Because his worship is insincere. A hymn should be an expression of wisdom inspired by Yahweh himself, right? So when you have worship or you are praising or singing hymns, right, you want it to be inspired by the Lord. You could feel the spirit come up on you, right? You start crying, right? You praise, you sing, you dance, right? Some people, even David, he danced out of his clothes, man, because he was in the spirit so much, man, right? So, like I said, mastering the law, right, that's how we show that we fear the Most High, right? And in mastering the law, that's where we find wisdom. That's where she may be found, right? So we're gonna get into the law a little bit. All right. Salakia. So we're gonna get into the law, right? And we starting in Exodus chapter 21. Right? Exodus 21. So it says what? It says, now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Right? So a Hebrew Israelite, you can have him as a servant, but after 6 years, you got to let him go. Right? He have a year of rest. He's free. Right? Now, if he wanna come back and serve you again after that 7th year, all praise to the Most High. You get another 6 years, and you got to let that servant go. You got to let that Hebrew Israelite go. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master's given him a wife, if his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. If the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost of his master, uh, Salakia, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever, right? An awl. Let's look up what that is. Right. It's like you take a nail and a hammer and you pierce the ear through, and then you'll have a hole in your ear. Right. Let's see. Awl.
Strong's H, 4836. Mertsea. Mertsea.
Mathsea. Right. It says a awl boring instrument. Right. Something to right, something to make a hole in your ear. Right. Like an ear piercing. Right. Take them to the doorpost, and then you pierce his ear. Right now, that's your servant for he shall be your servant forever. Right, you have now your family is joined in with your family. Right, with the Hebrew Israelites, you now have a servant for life. Right, and if the servant shall plainly say, "I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out," then his master shall bring him unto the judges, and he shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, with a boring instrument, and he shall serve him forever. Right. And Hebrew Israelite nowadays, right, we wouldn't even try to keep your wife or your children right away from you. Brother give you your wife and children and tell you to go if that's what you want to do. Right. But I believe the Most High gave that to us so we could have, right, families live with us in this same little area. right? Because why would you want to leave your wife and your children? You wouldn't want to leave your wife and your children, right? And do what? Go serve somebody else and have another wife and more children? No. It would emphasize that you guys need to gather together. You need to stay together, right? Because nobody ain't gonna leave their wife and children. And it says, and if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. If she please not her master who has betrothed her, right? So the reason why it says that shouldn't go out like a men servant do, she should not, right, go out in the 6th year, right? Because now you're a wife, right? You're married. And also, she should not go out as a men servant as if you can never redeem her, right? Once you sell a manservant, right? That manservant is for that new owner, right? But with a woman, right? If she go out and she don't please her master, if she don't please the person that she been uh, bought by, right? If she please not her master who has betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing that he dealt deceitfully with her, right? So if you end up not loving her or not liking her, you cannot now give your wife unto a strange nation, a Hebrew woman. You cannot go ahead and just give her into a strange nation. It don't work like that, right? It's different. If he have betrothed her to his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters, right? It should become like it's your daughter-in-law. It should become like your daughter. If he take him another wife or food or raiment and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So when you get a second wife or a third wife or a fourth wife, you cannot diminish her food, her raiment, or her duty of marriage. So you can't take away from one wife in these aspects, which is relations, right? Relations that we make babies with, her clothes, right? You can't now take her clothes and give it to the other wife because she don't have no clothes. Or her food, you can't take the food from this wife and give it to the other wife because she ain't got no food. No, you got to make more food. You got to have more raiment, and you got to have relations with both of these women or all of these women. And it says, if he do not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money, right? So if you buy another wife or you get another wife, right? If you don't do all of these things to the best of your ability, then she shall go out free without money, right? But nowadays we do not want to do this like this. Why? Because you create a whore, right? You make a daughter of Zion a whore, right? By just sending her out free or not fulfilling your duties, right, as a husband, right? And in this society, we don't have the same things that we were gonna have and that we had in Exodus, right? Where we had our own tabernacle, we created our own clothing, right? We had our own food. We killed of the herd and had food, right? We had things in abundance so much to where you had a full deer that you cooked and cleaned, and you had a plate for this wife, a plate for that wife. You wouldn't want to take that plate for this wife, scrape it into the other plate for that wife. That's off, right? You don't want to do that. Salaki. It's lucky. So it says, you shall let her go without money, right? She shall go free. Personal injuries. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall surely be put to death. And if a man lie not in wait, but Yahweh deliver him unto his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whether he shall flee. Right. So if they fight and a man die, right, and if he lie not in wait, right, if he don't stay right there while where the dead man is, right, he shall flee. He's gonna have to run right to a city that the Most High is gonna appoint, right, and we get that city in the Book of Numbers, right? It's like Bazar, Bazar, and two other lands. That's the city of refuge, right? And it says, I will appoint thee a place whether he shall flee. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar that he may die. Right. So, but if you lie in a cut like you see in these jail movies, the cell door pop, right? Guy walks out the cell door and another guy stabs him up. Boom. And then he takes off, boom, goes to his room or whatever happens, or they close the cell door, boom, and the guy dies. If you lie and wait, right, you sitting in the cut, you see him about to come around, you just shoot him in the head, boom, dead, right? That guy, you cannot give an offering for that life you have taken, right? Now you have to die, right? Because you committed a murder, right? You didn't kill, you committed a murder, and it wasn't an accident, it was on purpose, right? So you have to get put to death. No offering shall be made for that man. It says, and he that smiteth his father or his mother, if you smack your father or your mother, shall surely be put to death. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. That's the law. It got to happen, right? The Caucasians, we still in y'all hand. You have to get put to death, right? And also, this is talking about us with our land and things like that. So if we stole a Hebrew servant, right, or we stole a man, right, which is a Hebrew servant, and try to get him to start working for us, right, and on our land, then hey, if somebody come there and they say, nah, that's my servant, he stole him, right, then you shall surely be put to death. You have to now be put to death for stealing a man, right? Same way with the Caucasians, is the same way it was for us if we stole a Hebrew servant or something like that. And he that curseth his father or mother shall surely be put to death. So if you put a curse on your mother or your father, right, I wish you would die, right? I wish you wasn't here anymore, right? I hope you get hit by a car, right? Yahweh willing, right? These things happen to you, right? Let that man be a curse. Let my father be a curse. All these different curses that you try to put upon your mother, right, or your father, you have to be put to death. If somebody hear this curse, if your mama and your daddy hear the curse, right, they in times of old, you would be killed immediately, right? But now we let these things slide. That's why you have little boys growing up to be want to be girls, and little girls growing up to want to be men, right? It's because you have these disrespectful children, right, that want to do what they want to do and don't listen to their father and mother and curse their father and mother. So the Most High put these imaginations up in their brain to make them think that it's okay to do so, right? With sex changes and all these other things, because they have no respect for their mother and their father. They don't honor their mother and their father, because if they did, you would not see gay people. You would not see bisexuals, right? You would not see these different things, because you would be dishonoring your father and your mother when you get caught out there doing these things, right? So it says, and he that curseth his father or mother shall surely be put to death. We see that not happening. So that's why you got people disrespecting and cursing their father and their mother. Not curse words, right? not F this and crap this and no, none of that, right? It's actual curses. Verse 18, if men strive together and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed, right? He uh, get on hospice, right? Or he basically laid to rest in a hospital, concussion, things like that. Not dead, but knocked out or whatever. If he rise again and walk abroad on his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit, right? Quit meaning free, right? Innocent, free of charge, right? Because it would have been murder, right? But it's not murder because he rose again and walked on his staff. So the guy's not dead. But there's stipulations to this. You have to understand. Only he shall pay. So the guy, right, that hurt this other man, he has to pay for the loss of his time and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed, right? So he have to pay his servants. He got to pay his the chores to the children. He has to pay all that he needs, right? The damn working in the field, the hired servants that work in the field. You have to pay everything until this man get back on his feet and nurse back to health. So this will make you think once or twice before you just get in a fight with somebody. Because you might injure him, you might knock him out, you might kill him, right? And all these things, they're punishment and weights that have to be paid, right? Is money that have to be paid, things like that. So you would actually think twice before you sit there and fight your brother, right? Verse Exodus 20 and 21 and 20. If a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. So there's a punishment that comes, right, for killing a servant, right, with a rod. Right, you just hit him upside the head, boom, and kill him. Right, you have to be punished for that because that's not righteous in the sight of the Most High. Right, and it says, notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. Right, so if the person stay alive, right, for a day or two, then he shall not be punished, for he is his money. Right, it was an accidental death. Right, he didn't mean to hurt him like that, it just happened like that. But if you go there and you kill this man, right, and he die on that day in that hour, then yeah, you're gonna have to be punished. But if he continue, right, a day or two, he shall not be punished. So if he lives for another day or two, then that shows that you had some type of mercy. It was an accident on him passing away or her passing away. If men strive and hurt a woman with child so that her fruit depart from her, meaning she miscarry, right? And yet no mischief follow, meaning nothing else happens after that. Everything stops. Stuff is at a halt, right? Trying to figure this thing out. He shall surely be punished, right? That God shall be punished, right, for killing this baby. According to as the woman husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. So there's gonna be have to be a payment made, right, for you killing a woman's baby, man, right, or a man's baby, right. You have to pay that back. And if any mischief follow, meaning if he don't want to pay this, or I'm not doing none of that, this, that, and the third, right? All that neck moving and hand shaking. If any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. If he don't want to pay you what you asked for from him and a judge approve it, right? Then hey, you kill him. You kill that man. You don't want to pay me for you killed my son, you killed my daughter. It was in the womb, right? If you don't want to pay me back for that, right, I'm just gonna murk you. That's it. The Most High said it. It's part of the law, right? Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe, right? So whatever happens to this baby, right, you're gonna have to pay that back, right? And then if you know if you burn my house, right, I'm gonna burn your house, right? All these different things gotta happen. Burning for burning, wound for wound, strike for strike. If a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. And if he smite out a manservant's tooth or a maidservant's tooth, he shall let him or her go free for his or her tooth's sake. Right. So if you hurt a servant of yours, right, eye goes out, tooth comes out, right, that servant has now been paid. The debt has been paid for that servant. The servant has to go free. So you have to watch how you hurt your merchandise, man. Right? You don't want to just do like Esau and burn people and lynch people and cut off hands for no reason and all these different things. You don't want to be like Esau and do these things, right? It says you have to watch how you handle your merchandise, right? When you whoop a person, right? You want to whoop them on the back, right? That way you don't hit the eye, you don't hit the tooth, right? You want to hit them on their sides, the sides of the thigh, sides of the rib, right? That way you don't kill them, but you can hurt them so they work, right? But you don't want to hit them in the face, man, right? Because you could kill them, you could lose an eye, lose a tooth, and then you lose a servant, right? Verse 28, if an ox gore a man or a woman, right? If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten. But the owner of the ox shall be quit, shall be free, innocent, right? So they shall be innocent. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn and pass time. So if you was warned that your ox does push, right, or hit people with a headbutt, right, or however you call ram people, right, if you were warned that your bull does this, right, it says with his horn in times past, and it has been testified to his owner, you have been warned, and he had not kept him in, you haven't put him in a barn, right, kept him in, but that he had killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned and his owner shall be put to death, right? So now you have to be killed because you didn't take the right precautions, right, to save a life. You got to be smart in instance like this, especially so if an ox, right, and you have more than one ox and it pushes somebody, right, and they warn you, you might as well kill the ox and eat it, man. Cook up the ox, man. Right? Tell the person thank you, man, for warning me, man. Now we don't have to worry about that no more because we're gonna eat his ass, right? And I got more ox that need to mate with the heifers anyway, right? It says, if there be laid on him a sum of money, Salaki. Oh, it says the ox shall be stoned and the owner shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. So if you were warned and you didn't keep it up, right, you shall surely be put to death. But if a family member, right, the dad, the mom, whatever, say, look, don't worry about it, just pay me $1,000,000, right? Pay me 3 acres of land, right? He shall surely do that, man, right? If you want to give me mercy, right, then I gotta pay whatever that ransom is. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. So if you if they want to give you mercy and say, look, we're not gonna kill you, I understand, right? But pay me, 20 oxen and three lambs and 10 goats, right? And you pay that money, then your life is spared, right? But it's all up to the revengers of blood, right? Which would be the mom, the dad, the brother, right? It'll be up to them to ask for that sum of money. Whether he have gored a son or gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him. So if it's a mother or father that the ox, right, hurt the son or the daughter, they could say, look, man, don't worry about it. Just, I understand, right? Yeah, we lost our kid, but I would take this portion of your land and you could spare your life. Or if you don't want to give me that, I'll kill you, right? If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, so if there's a servant on your land, right, or they went into your neighbor's land and they hit a servant, the ox headbutt or ram a servant, he shall give unto their masters 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned, right? So if it's a servant, right, which is not a Hebrew, right, it's a servant, you gotta pay, right? You're gonna have to pay that master, that the owner of those servants. Salaki, give me a second right quick. All right, Khan, shalom, shalom. All right, so back into it. It says, If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and cover it and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another's that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also shall they divide. Or if it be known that an ox, so when it comes to the dead one, also shall they divide. You could sell torn meat or meat that died of itself and stuff like that. You could sell that to the other nations. So you'll split that money as well as the live ox. You sell that live ox, right, and divide that money as well. Or if it be known that the ox had used to push in time past, and his owner had not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. So you gotta give him an ox, and you gotta keep that dead ox, right? The bar Yahweh Nashemai, the bar Yahweh Nashemai, all that Yahweh said is what we do and here, right? So Exodus 22:1. It says, if a man shall steal, Salaki, if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up or breaking in, and be smitten that he died, there shall no blood be shed for him, for that thief. It's good to kill you if you come in my house, right? And the sun is down and I can't see who you are, right? It's lawful for me to kill you and then talk about it later on, right? But if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood, Salakia. But Salakia, if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be bloodshed for him, for he should make uh a full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Right. So if you see him, then you don't want to kill him. Right. You could beat him up, right? Whatever. But he's gonna have to make a full restitution of whatever he stole or was about to steal. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. So then, if he don't have nothing to pay you back, he have to work off what he was about to steal. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore it double. So whatever you was about to take, you got to give 2 of those. If a man shall cause a field or a vineyard to be eaten, and shall put it in his beast, right? You stealing, and shall feed another man's field, right? And shall feed in another man's field, meaning you letting your beast eat of his field, or like glean his field. Of the best of his own field and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. So you got to give the best of the best that you get or that you grow to make it right with that brother or sister. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or standing corn or the field be consumed therewith. He that kindleth the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have to put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, to see if he have to pay it back. Verse 9. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, right? You claiming something that's not yours or that is yours. The cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. So whoever gets convicted, he has to pay that double, right? If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep it, and it die or be hurt or driven away, and no man seeing it, then shall an oath of Yahweh be between them both, that he, meaning you have to have a conversation with you, him, and the Most High in the midst, right? And he, then shall an oath of the Lord, hold on, I'm gonna start at 10 again. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep it, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall the oath of Yahweh be between them both, and he that he had not put his hand unto his neighbor's good. And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. Meaning, you have mercy and grace upon that brother, right? That whatever happened to your animal, right? You have mercy on that brother and grace between you, him, and the Most High. You say, man, it's good, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? I'm all right. You all right? Long as everybody's safe, it's all good. You could do that. We can actually do that. Right, and that's giving that same mercy and grace that Yahweh gave unto us, man. Not knowing the truth, breaking many Sabbath days, working on the high holy days, new moons. He gave us so much mercy to be able to do it right in this time right now. Right, so how much more, should we forgive our brothers when they trespass against us, man? Right, that's why he said, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtor. Right. Forgive us our trespass as we forgive. It's a lot. As we forgive those who trespass against us. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. Right. But if you know that it was stolen from you, then just pay it back. Right. Just pay it back. It says, if it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for a witness. He shall not make it good that which was torn. So the pieces of the beast that was torn, you don't have to make that good. But and it says, if it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for a witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. So if it got beat up by another beast, right, then you don't have to worry about paying that back. It was just an animal, trying to eat, so you don't have to worry about making that good. And if a man borrow aught of his neighbor and it be hurt, right? If you borrow an ox or ass or something like that, and they get hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. So if I loan you something to use, right, a horse, donkey, whatever, you have to make that good if something happened to it while I'm not there. And then it says, but if the owner thereof be with it, right? If I'm right there with you and it gets sick or it die, he shall not make it good if it be an hired thing. It came for his hire, right? So if I'm with you and my animal croaks, it falls over, right? Then you don't have to worry about making that good because we was both using it, right? I could see it working. I could tell you, okay, it's time to give it water, things like that, right? But if I'm not there and my animal died, then you have to pay it back. If I'm there and my animal dies, working and helping you, right, then it's on me. I loan the animal to you. I'm right here. I should have told you to stop. It was getting weary or whatever. So you don't have to worry about paying that back. If the owner thereof be with it, right, it's like it's sundry laws. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. And Salaki, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So if you break somebody's virginity, right, and the dad don't want to give her to you, then you got to pay the dowry of a virgin, and that daughter goes back with the father, right? And we get more of that in Deuteronomy. It's further explained. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. No witches shall live, whether it be Torah card readers, palm readers, necromancers, right? People that do sorceries with these damn shots and needles and different IVs. The people that came up with those different sorceries and stuff like that. That's witches, right? They shall not live, right? Witches that actually do spells and cast spells on people, they shall not live, right? No witch shall live, man, right? But nowadays, we got to leave that judgment up to the Most High. You can't just go out and say, oh, no, it's a witch. I see it. Boom, and you kill her. Nah, I mean, it's righteous unto the Most High, but it's not smart and expedient in captivity, right? Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death, right? That way you could keep the wickedness about the land, right? Because for some reason, right, people think that they could lay with a dog, right, or a damn goat, right? But it was never intended for that, right? That's two type of flesh. You have a certain flesh. Humans has a type of flesh. Beast has a type of flesh. Fish have a type of flesh, and fowls have a type of flesh. We see that in the book of Ezra, right? Second Ezra or first Ezra, right? So we ain't supposed to mingle our flesh, man, right? It's off. And that person that lay with a beast shall be put to death. He that sacrifice unto any god, save Yahweh only, he shall utterly be destroyed, right? Whether that's by the hand of a brother or a sister, or strictly by the hand of the Most High, right? That person that serve and sacrifice to another god shall surely be destroyed, man, shall utterly be destroyed, right? That's why you have the Most High actually when I believe it was Phineas, right? When he came through and stabbed that Midianitish woman and her husband, Israelite, right? The Most High stopped the curse that was going on, right? Because he saw somebody was serving the other God, and boom, he put him to death. So it stayed the hand of the Lord from destroying the Israelites. So we see the Most High love when we destroy people that sacrifice and worship to other gods, man. Right? Verse 21. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. So the same way that these Caucasians did us, we can't do that to them like that. Cut off a hand for whatever, burn them for whatever, right? Just because, throw a baby to an alligator just because you want to make alligator shoes, right? All these different things, we can't do that, right, to our servants, right? We have to oppress them righteously, right? We have to make them serve us righteously. We need them to want to serve us. So if we vex and we beating them down all day, they end up wanting to run. But if we give them a wage, we make sure they fed, give them a house, right? They'll work for us with no problem, right? A gift destroyed the heart. that also works on our servants. We give them gifts so that way they don't worry about running, right? It says, "For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt." That's why the Lord don't want us to oppress our servants bad. "Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child." Right? It don't matter. It ain't say which nation. Right? It just letting you know, don't mess with, right, or pee off a widow or a fatherless child or orphan. Why? "If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry unto me, I will surely hear their cry." Right? Because the Most High, He has a lot of grace and mercy and love for the fatherless, right, or orphan, and the widows, because they're going through something. They don't have a head. They don't have a covering, right? So the Lord is their covering. So when they cry unto the Most High, right, it's like they crying to their father, their actual father, and He has to do something about it, right? Because they don't have an actual fleshly father or fleshly husband, right? So the Most High becomes that. "And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children will be fatherless." Right? So now I'm gonna put that affliction on your family, the people that you care about, because you did that to some people that I care about, the widows and the fatherless that I was taking care of. You wanted to afflict them, right? So now I'm gonna afflict you with that burden and make you feel what I feel, right? That's what Yahweh said. "If thou lend money unto any of my people, the children of Israel, that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer, neither shall thou lay up upon him usury." Right? So you don't want to say, "Oh, I give you 100, give me 120 back." Nah, that's not how that works. He's poor already, right? But let's say somebody has a business, right? He's well off. He's just trying to expand his business, and he asks you for 30 grand. Right? Yeah, I'll give you 30 grand. Your business already booming. Go ahead and give me 40 when you get it back to me. Whenever you get it back, just go ahead and give me 40. That's cool because he's rich. He's good. He got money. It could be an Israelite. He got money. Pay me, right? Because I'm helping you expand your business. We help one another, right? But if he's poor, you cannot ask usury. This is how the small hats have been flourishing in for a certain time period, right? Until this damn war came. But that's how they've been flourishing. They didn't do usury one to another, man. That's a law that they keep. Muslims as well. They keep that law as well. They don't exact usury on their people, but they get it from us, right? "If thou at all, Salaki, if thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge," right? To you go and do something and you ask him for his raiment, right? "Thou shalt deliver it to him by the sun going down," because in the so-called Middle East, at nighttime it's cold, right? No matter what season it is, at nighttime it get real cold, right? So you have to give that back to him before the sun go down. "For that is his covering only," right? Same way as the husband of that widow was her covering, and that husband of and the father, which is the husband of that widow, the father of that child, it was her, it was the child's covering. Same way, right? Same way with this covering of the raiment, right? It is his covering. It is his raiment for his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? How can he be warm, right? And how can he sleep well if you got his raiment and you ain't never give it back, right? You took his covering, right? "And it shall come to pass when he cried unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious," right? So in affliction, the Most High hear the cry of his people, right? We're going through affliction in America, man, right? And when we afflict our souls and we fast, right, and we put on sackcloth and dust and ashes, right, the Most High, it turns the volume up, to where the Most High hear us more clearly, man, right, to where he answers prayers. Same way with somebody that you took his coat and he out there in the cold and can't sleep. If he pray against you unto the Most High, right, the Most High is going to hear him and do something to you, right, whatever that something is. "Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the rulers of thy people," right? And when it goes into the word revile, right? Revile is I'm gonna go through it again, right? I'm gonna go through it again just for y'all. It says, "Thou shalt not revile the gods," right? Let's see. So revile is the word K.O.Y.
Strong's H 7043. Kalal.
Kalel, right? Which is to what? It says outline of biblical uses: to be slight, be swift, be trifling, be of little account, be light, right? It says what to this is it, right? It says to be lightly esteemed, right? Lightly respected, not to have less respect, right? To treat with contempt, bring contempt or dishonor, right? To disrespect, right? It's telling us not to disrespect, right? The gods, right? So now let's see what God means, right? The gods, right? Because we are gods, right? It says Elohim, right? Or Allahayim in the ancient Hebrew. It says rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, right? Godlike one, works or special possessions of Yahweh, right? And who are the special possessions of Yahweh? We are, right? And then it says what? Rulers, right? Who is the Lord over you as you being a wife? Your husband. So when you disrespect your husband, right, you actually disrespecting the gods, man. You reviling the gods, right? And that's not a good thing. That's a sin, right? So you have to have honor and respect, right, for your husband. Just like we have to have honor and respect for the brothers and sisters that's over us, and also for Yahweh Shah, right? Because it'll be a sin if we didn't have honor and respect, right, for the brothers that was over us, and right for Yahweh Shah. So we're gonna go back into it. The water to the viewers in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Highly esteem y'all, brothers and sisters, man, for being on here. It's a lot. Refuse to give her. I believe we're on 23. It's a lot. Oh, there we go. 22 and 28. It says, "Thou shalt not revile the gods or disrespect the powers or the rulers, right? Nor curse the ruler of thy people, which is Yahweh Shah, right? So we can't throw up curses on Yahweh Shah, man, right? And if we had a king, we couldn't do it to him either. It says, "Thou shalt not delay, right, to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors, right, or wines, the firstborns of thy sons shalt thou give unto me," right? So all of our first of everything is fresh, right? And it's fresh for the Most High. The Most High want those things. He asks of us of those things. It actually tells us to give it to him, right? And that's a commandment. So we have to do these things. And it says of thy wines. So of our fruit, of our wines, and of our firstborn sons, Yahweh asks us to give it to him as an offering, right? We can't offer our sons on a fire, so we got to redeem it, like Exodus chapter 13 tell us, with a lamb, right? We have to redeem that firstborn son with the lamb. It says, "Likewise shalt thou do with thine ox and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his mom, his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me." So the first animal, the first baby to come out of a woman ox or sheep, right, is for the Most High. So on the 8th day, just like circumcision, right, it's a covenant. On the 8th day, the baby, right, has to be sacrificed unto the Most High. right? That firstborn of that animal. The next ones, the next babies, that's for you. You can do what you do with them as you please. You can get milk from them. You could have them have multiple babies. All those babies is yours. You can do what you want with it. But the first one, right, on the 8th day, you have to kill it and eat it, right? You have to kill it, cook it, and eat it, right? And give it to the Levites to do so. We should know that in the book of Leviticus, that's what it is. So it says, and it's part of the covenant. It's a blood covenant. The Most High always deal with a blood covenant, right? You could go through the whole scriptures and you're going to see that everything is based on a blood covenant. It says, and ye shall be holy men unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs, right? So if you have an animal, let's say your ox has his back leg is torn, right? Now, when you eat that animal, you now have to give that leg, right, to the dogs. But the rest of the body that's not torn, you can eat it, right? But that torn piece, you have to throw it to the dogs, man. You shall cast it to the dogs, right? And that it could be other nations or it could be actual dogs. The bar Yahweh will not shemai all that Yahweh says, what we do and hear, right? Salakia. It says what? So now we're going to go into chapter 23, right? We got to go all the way to chapter 24. Y'all just hang in there with me. Salakia right quick. All right. So now it says, thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be unrighteous witnesses, right? So we can't lie in a matter, right? Especially a matter, any matter, right? But they got matters that where you get put to death and things like that. And we can't raise up a false report on that because it's serious, right? We should not do that. Oh yeah, I saw him steal it. You ain't see him do anything. Don't raise up a false report, right? If you don't know what really happened, don't say anything at all, right? If you saw it all, tell everything you know, right? Because this is how we keep wickedness out of our land and of our nation and keep righteousness in, is by not doing these things or doing these things in the right way. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a case to decline after many to wrest judgment, right? So like you. It says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, right? And that goes with certain banquetings, right? Certain clubs, right? Certain events. You don't want to go with a multitude to do evil, right? To deal with lasciviousness, wantonness, fornication, immoral acts. You don't want to be around these type of people. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment, right? You don't want to speak in a cause that you don't know much about, right? Because you're gonna end up making somebody do something with judgment, right? And this rest means what? Right? This word rest, right? Natal. Natal, right? Salakia.
Strong's H 5186. Nacheth. Nacheth.
Nacheh.
Second entry. Natah. Natah.
Or Natal, right? It says what? Show outline biblical usage. Right? It says to stretch out, to extend, to stretch, offer, spread out, pitch, to bend, turn, incline, turn aside, incline, decline, bend down, bend, bow, to hold out, extend, right? Really is going into what? To turn aside, right? You don't want to put in your input on a cause that you don't know much about, and then what you do is you make them bend judgment, right? You don't want to have somebody that's supposed to be judges, officers, right, captains. You don't want to have them to corrupt judgment, right? So you try not to speak in a matter, right, to make them deter what judgment they needed to make, right? So it says, neither shall thou countenance, Salakia, neither shall thou countenance a poor man in his cause, right? So don't look at a man lowly because he's don't look at him, right, in disgust because he's poor, right? No, you should help that man, right? So it says the poor of our people, we can't look at them and be like, oh, this nigga poor, this, that, and the third. No. Show strong info. It says what? To a crooked place, right? Glorious honor put forth, high, to be high or proud, right? It's talking about this, to look at them crooked, right? To look at them in a bad light. All right. Outline biblical usage, swell, to honor, pay honor to, show partiality, right? Partiality, right? You don't want to do that, man. Looking at the poor of your people, right? You actually want to help them, right? Become unpoor, give them a job, right? Give them money, right? Help them out with something to eat, right? Neither shall thou countenance or show partiality to a poor man in his cause, right? Don't help that brother. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or as going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him. So if you at odds with a brother or sister, but you see his ass or his ox wandering off, right? Grab that thing and bring it to your brother, because you might gain a friend, right? He might have been your enemy, but in that you will show, right, that you're actually a friend, and you might gain a brother. If thou see an ass of him that hated thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help him, right? Somebody that don't like you, still help them. It says, pray for those who despitefully use you, right? And you get it, right? So it's telling you to help him even though he don't like you, right? Why? Because it'll be a forgiveness of sins, man, if that brother, right, repent of his hatred, right, and learn how to love you, man. It's a beautiful thing. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause, right? You should not show partiality to a poor man when you judging him, right? Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and the righteous slay thou not, for I will justify the wicked, right? So he gonna judge you. How we gonna judge the wicked, right, for slaying the innocent, man? And we see that about to happen with Esau, right? We see that with Christ, right? We still got people that's getting judged right now until the last day of judgment, right? That he's gonna kill for the strength of killing Christ, man, the innocent, right? Just like Abel, innocent blood crying out. We are like Abelites, right, through the spirit. And when we die and we cry out from getting put to death by Caucasian people, right, the Most High is hearing that. He's like, all right, I'm waiting. The spiritual Canaanites is gonna get their judgment eventually, like we read in Psalms 79 and verse number 11, right? That judgment had to go back on Cain sevenfold, man, right, for slaying his brother. And he has not been touched yet as a whole. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blinded the wise and perverted the words of the righteous. So when you go into judgment, you have people that will give you, like people that's bad, right? They go into school and they bring a whole bag full of apples, and each teacher they give them an apple. Boom, boom. Hey, how you doing, Miss Such and Such, Mr. Such and Such? Here goes an apple. Boom. A gift destroyed the heart. That little kid probably bad as hell. And you'll think about that apple, nah, but he was sweet in this instant, and it's gonna pervert your judgment, right? So a gift, if you're a judge, don't take gifts from people, right? That you're about to judge, because it's gonna pervert your judgment, right? Also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in Egypt, right? So treat your strangers right, man. Right? When you get a stranger coming to your land, not saying you have to let them into your house, right? But at least give them something, right? Help that person out, right? If you got a piece of land, give them a little piece of land, right? Whatever. Help a stranger, right? Because at the end of the day, you were strangers in the land of Egypt. And when we was coming out of Egypt, what did they do? They helped us being strangers. They gave us gold, they gave us silver, right? And we was thrust out of the land, right? But they did help us at the end of the day. So strangers, it's cool to help a stranger, right? Not saying to help the wicked, right? Because we see that in Sirach chapter 12 and verse 4, man. You'll get you'll get double judgment on you for helping a sinful or a wicked person, right? So you also have to watch how you help people too. And hold on, okay, in the land of Egypt, and 6 years thou shalt sow thy land and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat what they leave, the beast of the field shall eat. In like manner, thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard. 6 days thou shalt do thy work. Right. So on the 7th day is the 7th year is a year of rest. So at the end of that 6th year, starting the 7th year, everything has to rest. The beast of the field, they could eat the fruit. The poor come through, eat the fruit. You could pick fruit off of your tree, right? But you cannot go glean everything and then put it up for sale and stuff like that. No, you're just letting everything rest, right? You're letting the land rest, everything like that. So it says, 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thy ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. So the Lord gave us a day out of the week, right? 4 days out of the month that we have to rest, right? We have to take rest. Because why? Because it's gonna have you refreshed. It'll have the animals refreshed. It'll have your servants refreshed, right? And it'll have the strangers in your land refreshed, so they could do better work in that next coming week, right? And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth, right? But we see many of our brothers, and I could go into accounts, but I'm doing this all alone, so I'm gonna go through it. But we see in multiple accounts, our brothers, right, calling out the name of other gods to rebuke our people, right? If you say, "Hey, bro, don't serve," I can't say the name. No, they ain't gonna know what the hell you're talking about. But when people was serving Baal Peor, you had to go and tell them, "Hey, stop calling on the name of Baal Peor. Yahweh's hearing you, right? Come back to serving your God or die, right? Different things like that. You had to call it out. But what he's saying is, make no mention of him, meaning don't sacrifice to him, don't have any dealings with him, don't worship these gods because they're nothing, right? That's what he means by make no mentions of the name of other gods, neither let them be heard out of thy mouth. Saying don't convoke them, don't proclaim any of their works because they're nothing, right? 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in a year, right? Feast of Booths, Feast of Ingathering, Passover, right? Thou shalt, you need help with him?
No, I have a question.
What's up, baby?
Did you put all the
All right, Salaki. So it says, thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Salak, 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in a year. All right, this are all the feasts where we have to go back to Jerusalem, no matter where we at, to have these feasts. We should be uh going back to Jerusalem to have this feast, but we know that we don't occupy the land. We're in captivity, right? Jerusalem is trodden down underfoot under Gentiles, so it's not the same way as if we actually was occupying the land and we was in other lands coming to Jerusalem to serve our God, right? We're not serving Yahweh if we go to the land right now and have a damn feast with Amalek, right? Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Bib. For in it thou camest from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. So on the Passover, right? On the Passover, you have to bring stuff for the Most High, man. Wine, food, festivities, things like that. And the feast of harvest, the fruits of thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering. So you got the feast of harvest, and you got the feast of booths, the feast of tabernacles, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in all thy labors out of the field, right? So after the feast of first fruits is the feast of ingathering, is to solidify that this is the end, right, of harvesting, and we going into the next new year, right? 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before Yahweh your power. So it's a commandment that men have to do these 3 feast days, right? And they have to go and sacrifice, right, to Yahweh in Jerusalem when we had our altar and things. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, right? It had to be unleavened bread with sacrificing. Neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until morning. That's why we had a second altar for the kidneys, the fat, the gall, different things like that, because we had to burn our the kidneys and stuff, the insides of the offering. The first of the fruits of thy land thou shalt bring unto the house of Yahweh thy power. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk, meaning you cannot cook a beast, right, that's under 8 days, right? The beasts have to be older than 8 days for you to cook, clean, and eat them, right, and sacrifice them to the Most High. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee unto the place which I have prepared, the land of Canaan. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my name is in him. Right? Who is this talking about? Yahweh Ashar. A prophecy that Moses said would happen, and it ended up coming true in 4 AD, right? 4 AD, when our Lord was born, right? But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto unto thine enemies, and the adversary unto thine adversaries. I'm going to work for you and not against you. For my angel shall go before thee and bring thee into the Amorites, Salaki, into the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images, right? Fully break down their images, right? And ye shall serve the Yahweh, your power, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. Right? I won't hit you with any plagues because you're serving me correctly. There shall nothing Salakia. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days will be fulfilled. I will send my fear before thee, and will destroy all the people whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thine enemies turn their backs unto thee. Meaning they're going to run away. I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite, the Hittite from before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the land multiply against thee. By little and little I will drive them out from before thee until thou be increased and inherit the land. And I will set thy bounds from the Red Sea even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river, for I will deliver the inhabitants of the land unto your hand. And thou shalt drive them out before thee. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee to sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, I will surely be a snare unto you. I will surely be a trap unto you. Right? So God is letting us know Yahweh is letting us know when we go into this land that he gonna drive them out slowly. Can't do it in a year because the beast will overtake you. Right? I'm gonna bring you into this land. Don't deal with these people. Utterly destroy these people and their gods. Fully destroy their gods. Right? Don't make any covenants with them or their gods. Right, because if you do, I'm gonna become a trap unto you. I'm gonna start jamming you up in many ways. Right, that's what Yahweh is promising us. That's a promise. Right, that's not a threat. It's not a bet. That's a promise. This will happen if you disrespect me like that. Right, the bar Yahweh will not shema. All that Yahweh says, what we do and hear. Right, now we're gonna go into chapter 24, and I believe we're reading to verse 18. Right, 24, verse 18. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, and verse number 1. And he said unto Moses, come up unto Yahweh, thou and you and Aaron, right, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near Yahweh, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice, and all said, the bar Yahweh will not shema, right? All the words which Yahweh has spoke, we will do, right? And it says what? And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? We always loved one another, man. He set up 12 pillars, right, to symbol each tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. That shows love, man. right? And he built the altar right under the hill. So that means, hey, look, man, if you want to get stones that's not hewn or chopped, cut stones, right? You don't want to just make an altar out of bricks, right? You want to have huge stones. I mean, untouched stones, right? And make an altar, man. Go right ahead, man. The Most High might be with you, right? But that's how Moses did it, and he made an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, right? This is the covenant. And hey, baby, and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant, right, the tables of stones, and read in the audience of the people. And they said, the bar Yahweh will not Shemai, right? All that Yahweh said, we will do and be obedient, right? Taziyatan, right? Obedient, right? And be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant, which Yahweh had made with you concerning all these words. Right now it's sealed. We have now sealed the contract on the dotted line. We are now the children of Israel. We're back the chosen people, and we have to, right? And we have to do what Yahweh told us to do. Right? That's what happened. Soon as the blood sprinkled, signature on there, right? We sold our soul to the Most High, right? And it says, Salakia, I'm gonna read this one again. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh had made with you concerning all these words. Then Moses went up, Salakia. Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, the 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the power of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven in his clearness. Right? It was so bright, so clear, right? And it was like his throne was a sapphire stone, right? And it says what? And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw Yahweh and did eat and drink. And Yahweh said unto Moses, come up to me unto the mount and be there. I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up and his minister Joshua, right, or Yahushua, and Moses went up unto the mount of Yahweh, Mount Sinai, right. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come to them. Right. So right now, y'all in charge. If anybody have problems, need you to weigh out a judgment, they should come to Aaron and And Moses went up unto the mount, and a cloud covered the mount, and the glory of Yahweh abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. So now it's the Sabbath, right? And I'm just saying that, right? I'm just saying that. I don't know if it was the Sabbath or not, but it says 6 days, and on the 7th day, right, which should be the Sabbath, he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Yahweh was like a devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud and got him up unto the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Right? The bar Yahweh would not shemai. All that Yahweh said is what we do and hear. Right? So boom, we done with that. Right, all praises to the Most High, man, to the beloved soldier, man, that's in the chat, and on the live, man, listening in, tuning in. I wish he was reading for me, but all praises to the Most High, to that brother, man. Love that brother. All right. Thus said, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse number 1, right? This is end time connotation, kingdom connotation, you know, the prophecy, right, about us on high, right, getting to where we supposed to be. It says, thus saith Yahweh, the heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye shall build unto me? And where is the place of my rest? Right, we know those questions. We know the answer to those questions. For all those things had my hand made, and all those things have been, said Yahweh. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word, meaning that respect me on a high level. You could build as many houses to the Lord as you want. You could build as many temples, as many altars. You could do all these things, right? That's cool, right? But what the Most High really wants you to be at, and you could build those things with the contrite heart and tremble it by His word. You could build all those things in the right spirit. Don't get it twisted, right? But don't make things, right, outweigh your spirit that you have with the Most High, right? That covenant type spirit that you have with the Most High of obedience. It says, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Right. So let's get this word contrite, because we use this word contrite a lot, but we don't go into it, nearly as much as we should. Right. So contrite. There we go. It says contrite, what it is.
Strong's H 5223. Nache.
And it says what? Lame, contrite, stricken or smitten, right? A hurt spirit, right? Stricken or smitten, right? A hurt spirit. Even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit. Oh shit, my bad. It's a lot. And a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word, at my ordinance, my commandment. He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. He that sacrificed a lamb, as if he cut off a dog's neck, right? He that offered an oblation, as if he offered swine's blood. He that burneth incense, as if he blessed an idol. Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighted in their abominations. Right? So he's saying, hey, look, man, these sacrifices that used to be sacred, they used to be honorable, right? People that don't sacrifice these things in the right heart, right? It's like they have done all these abominations, right? Because you're not doing it in the right spirit. Right. Well, I broke a law. I have to go give this to the Most High. I really don't want to give it to him, but I have to. Right. No, he loves a man that's like, oh man, I sin. All right, bring this to him and give him a peace offering too. I love you, Yahweh Salakia. That's what he really wants. Said, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer, and when I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before my eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. So when he says, I will also choose their delusions and I'll bring fears upon them because I called and none did answer. When we out there shaking the hand, telling people the judgments of the Most High, right? Breaking it down to our wives, our children's wives, breaking it down to the husbands, right? When we go and tell these people these things, right? And we trying to wake them up and they don't want to wake up, it's them not answering. It said, I spoke to you, Yahweh spoke to you through his prophets, through his people, right? And you did not answer. So it says what? And chose none that in which I delighted not. Right? They chose their own ways. They chose their own doctrine. They wanted to teach the commandment of men, right? Instead of following the commandment of the Most High. So just know, when you're trying to teach your wife, you're trying to teach your husband, you're trying to teach your children, and they don't want to listen, it's now not on you. It's totally on them, right? Because Yahweh called, but they didn't answer. They rather delight in the ways that they want to do, right? And they're going to get judged for that, man. Right? It says, verse 5, hear the word of Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hateth you, right, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahweh be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Right? So all the people that hate us, that talk down on us, that tell us, oh, y'all Hebrew Israelites, y'all just broke niggas with fringes on, that wanted to find something. Oh, you also have other people that say, oh, because y'all didn't have no identity, y'all tried to superimpose y'all identity with the Hebrew Israelites. Right? Y'all not Hebrew Israelites, y'all just identity extremists that didn't have an identity, so now you want to be the Israelites. Now, all those people, right, they're going to be ashamed at the end, man, when they see the salvation of the Lord come to those Israelites, man, that walked through the Red Sea, right, that held the skirt of the Most High, man. They're going to look unto us and say, okay, that was the true people. We are the true people. It sucks that I didn't listen. Right? It sucks that I didn't give those brothers, right, those beloved brothers that hurt their feet for hours and stressed and strained their voice for hours, calling out to a rebellious house, man. It sucks that I didn't listen to those brothers, because those people, that was the prophets of the Most High God. Those brothers on that street corners, that really was the children, right, of Yahweh, right? They're gonna be hurt, man. Don't be hurt, man. You might as well listen now instead of later. Verse 6, a voice of noise from the city, a voice of the temple, a voice of Yahweh that rendereth recompense unto his enemies. Right? What is that voice, man? We're the voice, man. What we do on a daily basis, waking up the elect, condemning the heathen, right? All these things, man. We're the voice, man. We're the temple, man. We go into Revelation. It tells us that when they measured the temple, they was measuring the spirits, they was measuring the people, right? We're the temple. We're that noise from the city, right? Isaiah chapter 58 and verse number 1. We're that voice that cried loud and spared not, and showed the transgressions, right, of the people, man. We are that voice, man. It says what? A voice of Yahweh. We're the voice of Yahweh that rendereth recompense unto his enemies, man. Right? His enemies are the people that don't do the will, right? That doesn't do his will, right? And they're gonna get a recompense for being rebellious, right? Most times, stuff like this is talking about the rebellious of Israelites, man. Right? It says, before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain, she came. Right? We was already good. We was already a nation. We was cool, right? But no, we wanted to do our own little thing, right? And that's what happened, man. right? What happened? It says before she travailed, she brought forth. Before her pain came, she was delivered of a man child, right? So we see, man, we see that we was already good, but now we have to go through it again, man, to be reborn again as a nation. We already had a nation. We was good, right? But we rebelled, man. Now we got to be delivered again. We got to have a child, another man child again. The Israelites says, who hath heard such a thing? Who hath seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall a nation be born at once? Yeah, we're going to be born at once again. For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. Right? Who is her children? The children of Israel. Right? And it says, what? Shall I bring to the birth? Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth? Shall I have you to have a child, but not then you don't have that child? No, the child is going to come out. Said Yahweh, shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb, said Yahweh? Nah. It says, rejoice ye with Jerusalem. Turn up, man. It's almost that time, man. Turn up, man. It's the new moon. Turn up, man. Right? And be glad with her. All that, Salakia. All ye that love her, rejoice for joy with her. All ye that mourn for her, man. And we mourn. The Israelites, the true Israelites that follow Yahweh's ways, man, we mourn for her, man. We mourn for Jerusalem, to be back in Jerusalem as our own nation, our own people, right? And it says what? Verse 11, that ye may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations, that ye may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. Right, so that way you could eat of the land, you could be good, right? When you go out there, you'll have the fatted calf, you'll have the fruits of the land, right? But the only way for us to get that is by obedience, right? It says what? Be satisfied with the breast of her constellation, right? Why does it say the breast of her constellation? Right, the constellation is the stars, the moon, and the sun. Our feast days are part of that same origin. We have the new moon, we have all our feast days, right? We have the Sabbath days, right? It says with the breast of her constellation, right? Then it says that ye may milk out, right? Milk is the sincerity of the word. Milk, right, is the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And be delighted with the abundance of her glory. The abundance of the glory is the amount of fruit, the amount of fruitful will be, the no sickness, everything healthy, land healthy, other nations eating right. You don't have to worry about pigs getting slayed and cooked on the street corner. No, man, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing when Jerusalem get her babies back, man. When Zion, right, get her babies back, man. For thus said Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, right? Peace is going to be overflowing in Jerusalem. And the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream, right? Even the Gentiles is going to be on one, right? Because we back in power, right? And it says, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream, right? Also, we know in Isaiah chapter 14, verse, I believe 21, they're going to be bringing, right, their stuff to us. The gate shall be open continually because they're going to have to flow unto us and bring sacrifices, offerings, gold, different things like that. But even the glory of the Gentiles is going to be fire. They're going to be cool because they're following the commandments too. Then shall ye suck, ye shall be born upon her side, and be ye shall be born upon her side and be dantled upon her knees, right? So when you go unto your her side, right? Her side is when you're on the right hand side of the Lord, you sitting safe, right? When your mom carry you, right? What she do? She put you on her hip and you walk with her, right? You and her are one, right? That's how it's going to be with us and the land. Us and the land, we're not going to be opposed to one another. We're going to work together, right? The children of Israel and Jerusalem is going to be like a mother, right? Jerusalem will be the mother, and the children of Israel will be like that baby hanging off of her hip, right? Safe, right? Trusting in her, right? So it says, and be dainted upon her knees, right? Let's get this word dainted. What's up, baby? What you doing?
I want to eat.
You want something to eat? Okay. What you want to eat?
Chicken.
You want some chicken? All right. Well, chicken over there, baby. You gotta give me a second. It says,
Strong's H8173. Sha'ah.
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 Sha'ah. So it means what? To shut, right? Delight, cry. To stroke, be smeared over, blinded. To be smeared over, blinded. Take delight in, right? So this word means to take delight in, right? Yeah. To take delight in, Salakia. Salakia, my bad. Okay, verse 11. Her consolations are like, hold on. It's verse 12. Salakia, y'all, give me a second. A lot of stuff going on in the back right now. All right. So it says, for thus said Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace unto her like a river. He learned. All right. It says, Shalakia, Shalom, Mason. Probably came in and went out. Shalom, okay. It says, for thus said Yahweh, behold, I will extend peace unto her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck, ye shall be borne upon her sides, right? Carried upon her sides, right? And be dainted upon her knees, right? And be, what is it? Yeah, my bad, Salaki, y'all. I believe it's something like cared for, right? To be cared for upon her knees, right? And it says, as one whom whom his mother comforted, so will I comfort you, and ye shall be comforted in Jerusalem. Right. So now, after this great travail, right, what do a mama do after the baby come out? Right. In Sirach, in Wisdom of Solomon, it says, as a baby that so, and I'm gonna quote it right quick. It says, as a baby that falleth to the earth, right? And my first words was crying, and then I was swaddled, right? What a woman do when she have a baby and that baby go to crying, right? The first thing that they do, they pick the baby up, swaddle the baby, make the baby comforted, right? And feed it, right? Same way the Most High gonna do with us when we get birthed into a nation again. It says, and when you see, verse 14, and when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of Yahweh shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation towards his enemies. So his indignation, his burning fiery anger is going to get off of us, and it's going to get put upon the other nations, right? Salah. And it says, verse 15, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of Yahweh shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, the mouse, shall be consumed together, said Yahweh. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and all tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. Right? This that same prophecy going into all nations are going to try to fight against the Lord, but he's going to prevail. All nations are going to try to fight against Yahweh Shah. They're going to stop fighting one another and fight against Yahweh Shah. Right? Jesus Christ. And it says, and I will set a sign among them and send those that escape of them into the nation of Tarshish, Paul, Lud, and draw the bow to Tabal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. Salakia. Neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. So the things that he do, Salakia, the things that he do for the Israelites, it's going to be seen, right, all the way across the world, just like it happened up in Exodus, with the Exodus of Egypt. Same way it's going to happen now. But even we have even more nations now, so it's going to be the salvation of the Lord is going to be spread like wildfire among the nations, man. And the Gentiles, they're going to know in that day, okay, those was the chosen people. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto thee. Yahweh, it says, and they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto thee, Yahweh, out of all nations upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, right, fast beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, said Yahweh. As the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the house of Yahweh, and I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, said Yahweh. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, said Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. Right? So the next kingdom that's coming is going to remain, right, for eternity. That's why he said we're going to get everlasting life, man, because we're going to be able to reign forever and ever. It's not going to stop, right? The reign that the Lord coming to send upon his earth, man, is the Israelites that's going to rule forever, Salaki. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, said Yahweh, meaning all nations, right? And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So you're going to be able to look at the ones that didn't serve Yahweh to the best of their ability, and you'll see that, okay, he the least in the kingdom. He the least in the kingdom. All right, he the least in the kingdom. So he's still being afflicted, but we in the kingdom, right? So we want to put in work to have something in the kingdom, and that comes with sacrifice. All right, that comes with preferring one another more than thyself, and preferring the Most High over your own pleasures, man. Right, and a lot of people don't want to do that. They like their own pleasures. They want to do what they want to do, and they don't want to be told nothing. Right, like a little badass kid, don't want to be told nothing. All right, Con. So now we're gonna go into Mark. All right, now we'll be going into Mark. And the water for hanging in there, right? We're trying to do this, man. We're gonna go through this. All right, Mark chapter 9, verse number 40. And it reads, "For he that is not against us is on our part." Right? Those who not against us, they for us. "For whosoever shall give you a cup of water to drink in my name, because ye belong to Hamashiach, verily I say unto you, verily I say unto you, he shall not lose his reward." That's why it's good to bring water and sandwiches and stuff like that to brothers that's at camp, man. So sisters, that's one of your good ways to get that reward, man. Bring some water, some food for the brethren, new shirts. You feel what I'm saying? Surprise us with zeets. Try to earn your reward, because it's not gonna go missed what you do for the people that serve the Lord, right? That serve Yahweh. "And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it's better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were cast into the sea." Right? So those same people that serving the Most High, that's the little ones, right? And if you offend them, it's just like you revile the gods. That's why it says if you revile the gods, right, that's a sin. You get jammed up for reviling the gods, right? And that's disrespecting, your husband, disrespecting the Most High, disrespecting the Son of the Most High, Yahushua, right? When you revile the gods or disrespect the gods, right, your husband, the children, your mother, right, and father, you're gonna it's like you might as well should put a millstone around your neck that were hanging, man, and thrown into the sea. It says of verse 43, "And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off." Right? So if somebody or your body part, right? Your body part could also mean a person. If a friend offend thee, right, cut it off, right? Or if your hand offend thee, if something makes you to sin, right, cut it off. "It is better for thee to enter into a life maimed than having two hands to go to hell, to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched," right? To where you still going into affliction, even in the kingdom, right? You only got one servant, you only got one house, you got one wife, and you got 10 kids, and everybody get on your nerves still. You don't cry no more, right? But you still vexed. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to have affliction in the kingdom. That's why we strive to be great in the kingdom. It's because we don't want to get there and then we damn near in hell still. Right? It says, "And if thy foot offend thee, cut it off." Right? If your doings offend you, cut that bad habit off. "It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet being cast into hell, into the fire that never perish, unto the fire that never shall be quenched, where their worm died not, and the fire is not quenched. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. It is better for thee to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh with one eye than to have 2 eyes, to be cast into hellfire. Wherefore the worm died not, and the fire is not quenched. For everyone shall be salted with fire. And every sacrifice shall be salted with salt, right? So all of your works are gonna come to light, whether your works are good or whether your works are evil, right? And just like gold is tried in the fire, if you throw wood in the fire, the wood will burn up, right? You throw plastic in the fire, the plastic will burn up. You throw glass in there, the glass will melt, right? But gold gets purified in the water. Meaning, right? Make sure you're doing the righteous works unto Yahweh, man. So that way your works are remembered after they're tried in affliction and they're tried in fire, right? And that, right, is the end of this week's Torah portions. Lord willing, right? Y'all see me once or twice throughout the week, right? And next Shabbat day, man. Next Friday night to Saturday night, you'll see me Saturday morning once again, man. And with that, I want to say, Kwam Yashala and Shalom.